Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I wanted to talk about a few topics and articles that just came out about the Chicago Bulls. And just a quick heads up, by the time this video goes live, I am going to be on vacation out of town. So if you guys want to help me out, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Leave a quick like on today's video. It takes a second, helps me out. And some comments and questions below today's video as well. Thank you guys for all the love in the past few videos and the channel. Definitely check out my last video if you guys missed it. The Bulls cut 2 players the other day. Patrick Williams is expected to be ready for the Chicago Bulls season opener. So definitely check out that video, but nonetheless, let's just jump right into today's video. And this first article that came out a few days ago is about how the Chicago Bulls are expected to make another big trade in this upcoming season. And I think it's obvious the Chicago Bulls' new front office is just very active and aggressive on the trade market and just free agency and such. You know, this front office is not scared to make moves. They've said many times they're going to be really aggressive, and no matter the situation, they're always going to try and make this roster and team better. And before I jump into this article, I know, it's always fun to talk about potential trades and trade rumors. And like I said, this front office has always been active for the year and a half to 2 years they've been here already. So leave some potential trade targets below today's video. It's always fun to talk about that. But nonetheless, this article did come out, and the Chicago Bulls are expected and primed to make another big trade in this upcoming season. And of course, the NBA season hasn't started, and there's already been so many question marks surrounding this Bulls squad. The whole DeMar DeRozan fit situation. I feel like every NBA media source has kind of taken some jabs at the Chicago Bulls. And the main concern that I see with this roster is that I see a lot of people expecting this team just to make the playoffs and be like a first round exit. And in my eyes, I believe this team is very talented from top to bottom. They have very good stars on this roster, many scoring options, many guys that can put up 30 points on any given night. A great point guard in Lonzo that we did sign and trade for. We have a lot of solid young pieces on this roster as well. And given how aggressive this new front office has been, I think it's kind of obvious that they're not done trying to improve this roster. And on the latest episode of Blue Wire's Cash Considerations, co-host Ricky predicted that another big trade is coming. And he said one of his bold predictions for the Chicago Bulls is that they make another big trade in season. When you have an extra first round draft pick that was acquired to move, I think that you could see them add another piece on the interior midway through the season using that pick as a chip. And I understand, I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is too big of a bold prediction. I could see the Bulls, injuries are already bothering the Bulls. The Bulls are never 100% heading into the season. And it wouldn't surprise me if midway through the season, the Bulls did, trade one of their, first round draft picks, or maybe Coby White or another young talent, or maybe a backup wing. The Bulls are really small forward heavy, maybe a solid veteran off the Bulls bench, maybe a starting power forward. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about that first topic. Who you guys would want the Bulls to maybe target around the NBA trade deadline, or maybe even just around the buyout market. I could see the Bulls being really active on the buyout market and maybe sign a veteran. But nonetheless, like I was saying, this front office is always going to look to make this roster better. And even for next offseason, I know that's a far time away, but the Bulls have at least 11 players under contract until next season. And the Chicago Bulls added a lot of assets for this upcoming season. The Bulls have their first round draft pick next season. The Bulls also got the Blazers first round draft pick. The Bulls will also have the mid-level exception, the biannual exception, and they have, of course, the traded player exceptions from the Rockets trade and the Cavs trade. This is just the beginning of the whole Arturas and Mark Eversley retooling process and rebuild. I think it's just obvious that this front office is going to continue to try and add more talent to this roster throughout the seasons. I don't think they're done. Like I said, I expect them to be active around the trade deadline and on the buyout market. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about that first topic and some potential trade targets you guys would like the Bulls to target. And the final topic in today's video is about how an NBA executive thinks the Chicago Bulls will be a serious contender in the East, and this is just great to hear. Like I said, for weeks or months now, the Bulls have just been getting criticized, and I feel like every NBA source is really just hating on the Bulls. Like I just said, saying that they're going to be a first round exit, or DeMar is not going to fit, and this team's not even going to go 500. And with all the additions that the Chicago Bulls made for this offseason and at last year's trade deadline, like I said, there's a lot of people that just really don't believe in the Chicago Bulls roster. I saw MJ really like the Bulls offseason. I feel like that's cool for him to say. But one NBA executive came out and he said that he believes that they will be among the best teams in the Eastern Conference. And he said, honestly, when I look at the East, behind Brooklyn and Milwaukee, the Chicago Bulls are right there. I think they could very well end up as high as the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. You know, they have the scoring, defense, and unselfish players to become a serious contender. And I agree, you know, that is a bold prediction, but given how, like, who knows what's going to happen with the 76ers, Ben Simmons and Embiid, you know, Miami, who knows if they fit well. I expect the Knicks to fall off. I could see the Hawks falling off as well. Same with Boston. I mean, last season was kind of a fluke year for them. I don't know how I feel about Boston as well, but I think it's obvious this Bulls team got a lot better on paper. I mean, in preseason, their chemistry has looked pretty solid, but it is preseason. They have played some bad teams, but nonetheless, in preseason, if you're blowing teams out by 40 points, I think this team's going to be solid. Like I said, from top to bottom, this roster is very talented, very good stars, some solid veterans, a lot of good young talent. If they could just stay healthy, thankfully, it's looking like Patrick's going to be ready for the opener. You know, Coby White is expected to be back sooner rather than later for the Bulls. It all just depends on health and if this Bulls team can fit together. And I think this Bulls team can fit together fine. I mean, I think we've seen it in preseason, but of course, the regular season and playoffs is a completely different game than preseason. I think it just really matters about Billy Donovan and if this Bulls team can stay healthy. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about both topics I talked about, some potential trade targets you guys would want the Bulls to target this year, or even some moves you guys want the Bulls to make in the future or next offseason. Like I said, the Bulls have a lot of assets throughout these next few years, and they just have a very talented roster that I'm just very excited for. Also, leave me some record predictions below today's video. What seed you think the Chicago Bulls are going to get? Any bold predictions for this upcoming season? I'm just ready for the season to start. This team is talented from top to bottom. I'm just ready. You know, it's been a long off season. It's been a long few years. I'm just very excited and pumped for the season to start. I'm going to keep you guys updated on any Bulls news, rumors, or any trades or moves they do make throughout the season. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also, leave some likes and comments below today's video. Like I said, I am going to be on vacation. I should return, I think, Sunday night, so I'll probably have a video out Monday morning for you guys. But nonetheless, thank you guys for all the love in the past few videos and the channel. I really do appreciate all the love. It means everything to me. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.